Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, gonna be a GOSU game that was part of a GOSU Gamers replay pack that was sent to me by Lazarus a couple of years ago. There's only a few of these left, so I think we need to cherish these games. I'm not entirely sure why this is a GOSU replay. I haven't watched it before, but let's go ahead and figure it out together, shall we? Alright, so top right here, we have our purple Terran, and it is by Velocity. We're going to call him Velocity. And in the top left here, it is, I think, C.Asin, the teal Terran player. Now, I don't know who either of these dudes are. That is not the point of the GOSU Gamers Replay Pack. The point of the GOSU Replay Pack is to get games that are GOSU in some way. Whether, in the past, it has been a Protoss army getting his own pet Zerg army to play with by using mind control, a Protoss army getting his own Terran army through mind control. Maybe it's down to like one drone versus one SCV, and a science vessel and a spore. Man, Cool versus Rudy was such a good game from this pack. I really did love that one. If you want links to all of my GOSU replays, go ahead and let me know. I have a playlist for it. So maybe just go to playlists on my channel. You can get there by just doing youtube.com/FalconPaladin. Very easy to find. And then just click playlists, and you'll find the GOSU replays playlist. That is full show. Alright, man. So scouting through the center is Velocity. Just making sure that we're going to call him Asin. Asin has not taken the center base as his natural. Okay. Whew. That was close. Good thing we scouted it, eh? Alright, well, what else is happening in the world of Terran thus far? Not much. We're getting our gas. We're getting our barracks. This is a TVT. Haven't cast a TVT in a while. I feel like it was time. It is time for it. I have this... Are you scouting through the middle, too? Look at him cross-spawning. I mean, it makes a little bit more sense for a scene to cross-spawn scout. I mean, Velocity scouted kind of the normal way to do so, but took a huge detour instead. Maybe these guys know each other, and they're just both, like... I know my dude likes to throw up a base in there and cause problems. Or a proxy Rax. I guess that makes more sense, right? You're looking for a proxy Rax to get tossed up in the middle there and come try to kill you. So TVT is traditionally a lot of siege tanks, right? Ton of siege tanks. Missile turrets. We're going to maybe see a race transition at some point here. Battle cruisers are definitely a big part of TVT if we get into the later game, right? If we don't, and maybe we never see that transition at all, then it doesn't happen, right? Right, so no reason, no reason to go a lot of barracks in this matchup. I guess you can try to show up with a ton of Marines and medics and try to kill your opponent fast. Oh, SCV does get the scout. Ah, very nicely done. Is there anything important to see here? No. There's gas, supply depots, there's a factory already on the way. You're just doing the exact same thing that you are, Mr. Good Friend here. So gonna try to not die by jetpacking at angles, which leads to not death. But there's two Marines, and yeah, that's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. This Marine was going to get it, or this Marine was going to get it. There was no way out. But, got a nice scout off. Saw at least it wasn't like a 2 racks pressure opening, which is fairly viable in TVT. But in the TVTs that I cast, it's definitely both players going for that macro style, going for a lot of factories, a lot of siege tanks, and then trying to set up them siege tank lines to do the very best they can. Is that a Rascal game? I cast another amazing TVT on Fighting Spirit. I think that was also in the GOSU Gamers pack. Featuring, I want to say it was Rascal. That was a really good one. That was battle cruisers and Valkyries and Wraiths and tanks, and I mean, that was, whew. It was a ton of fun, that's for sure. Anyway, second base coming up inside the main for Asin, and Velocity feels brave enough to toss it down at his natural on the low ground. Love this track. Do we think this is everyone's favorite Terran track? What do you think? Because I know Terran is most people's favorite Brood War set of songs, right? From the soundtrack. It's just timeless, man. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they made it sound kind of futuristic, but also kind of modern at the same time. I really should know the name of the composer of the StarCraft music, but I don't, and I feel bad for that. Actually, you know what? This is TVT. Nothing's gonna happen for a while. Let's check it out. Da 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 da. Brood War Composer. Glenn Stafford. There's multiple composers? Wow. Alright. Composers. Yeah, Tracy Bush, Jason Hayes, Glenn Stafford. Jason Hayes and Glenn Stafford don't even have a Wikipedia page. That's sad. Tracy Bush doesn't either. Well, okay. So they didn't get super famous music composers to do this, I suppose. Alright, well, Glenn Stafford has a page on the StarCraft wiki. That's nice. He looks like a nice man. And he's a voice actor. Cool. He did music for StarCraft and Warcraft, and has a background and education in contemporary progressive rock. Okay, that makes sense. Remember when I was like, it's TVT and nothing's happening? Well, now we're kind of doing things. We're poking out a little bit. So Stafford was initially hired by Blizzard on a 1-week trial basis. He spent the first week stationed in Mike Morhaim's office, porting music and sound effects for the PC version of Lost Vikings. He later worked on the composition of the StarCraft soundtrack. Cool. He provided the voices for Zerglings, SCVs, Scouts, Wraiths, and Carriers. Wow, what a cool dude. All right, moving on. Ah! Sorry, mouse freaked out on me. Asin just won that battle quite handily. Could he just win here? Let's see. He is at even supply, but he's got more tanks, that's for sure. Tank count really matters in TVT. Who has more tanks can usually push on the other dude. And he's making Goliaths on the other side here. What is going on? Spider Mine. Ooh. I think that got a hit. Hard to tell, though. Pushing in. Dude, velocities and all of a sudden, all of the trouble. Right here. SCV down. What he needs to do is maybe siege up in range of this base, and you can win this thing, good sir. Oh, the SCVs are coming down. I don't know about this one, boys and girls and undecideds. We are... yeah, I don't know if pulling those SCVs down was the way to go. Spider-Mine's getting laid. Oh, oof. SCV sacrifices his life, so the Spider-Mine dies, but Velocity's getting absolutely evacuated into his main base now. So this, I don't know if this is necessarily becoming GOSU yet, but Velocity's in a lot of trouble, man. He doesn't even have siege mode yet. How do you not have siege mode at 8 minutes in a TVT? Look at this, expanding behind it, Asin. APMs for these players are legit, right? We've got 300 APM for both these dudes. They're both playing hard. You're gonna have to lift this, and there it is. There's the lift. The ComSat station taking fire, so you can't scan for enemy spider mines. And it is okay, so Velocity's throwing up a starport. I don't know where. Right here, cool. So you're trying to break out with vultures and spider mines and stuff. There's not a lot here from Asin, actually. Okay, so once siege mode finishes, Velocity is able to destroy and remove the army, because there's not a lot of it here. It's not like it was like 8 tanks, it was 2 or 3. But because Velocity didn't have any siege mode yet, he was in trouble. Interesting. So, alright, the natural base is back, albeit very on fire, but getting repaired at the moment, so that's good to see from Senor Velocity. But see how this third base is coming up already for Asin? That's not good. That is bad news bears, but decent macro behind it. I mean, he's cruising out, got 4 tanks of his own. Where's Asin's macro been? Has it maybe fallen off a little bit? No, he's spending his cash. Oh, he made a lot of SCVs instead of tanks. Reasonable, I suppose. Oh boy, this is now looking bad the other way. So this could just be GOSU, in that it's very impressively played on both sides in a very close game. That's always fun, and I'm not going to say no to that. So these vultures come through and get in. Oh, one good scout deserves another. Is he going to scout the... He does scout the starport. Beautifully done. Got a shot off on it, too. But additional tanks are popping out now. Sieging up, crossing this bridge when there are enemy siege tanks over here is not fun. So I think Velocity is just more interested in a bit of a contain at the moment. If he knew this base was here, though, he would try to kill it. I'm really surprised he hasn't checked it yet. These vultures have a very nice path up this ramp and into this base and causing major problems. Or, you know, up this ramp. There's some options here, senor vultures. There we go. So they made it. These SCVs are all dead. The refinery is dead. Good thing that the command center can lift off, and Asin's making sure a third base, or rather Velocity's making sure a third base is very, very hard for Asin to do. So, interesting. Definitely a good game so far. Good back and forths. Nobody has a third base. There was a third base for about 10 seconds for Asin, but it's gone now. And this third base is getting denied by spider mines. Well done on the right side of the map here. Tanks firing up. Oh, that's suddenly a lot of siege tanks for Asin here. Holy smokes. Firing away, getting some nice work done. There's a Wraith out for Asin. Okay. We're not going crazy Wraiths, though, right? And actually, taking down this barracks denies additional vision it's providing for these siege tanks. As I always say, siege tanks can shoot farther than they can natively see. If they have something spotting for them, they can shoot further than if they are spotting for themselves. So losing that barracks totally sucks. And, oh, the third base is back here. Did he unload? Did he... Man, did he SCV transfer these guys through a war zone, or does he have a dropship? I feel like I saw a dropship in the production tab. There is one there. Maybe he did shuttle them over, dropship them over. He needs to put these to work, though. Oh, there's spider mines in the way. That sucks. Vultures killing a couple SCVs. They're gonna die to siege tanks, though, and that's really bad. SCVs are like, no! Hide us, please! Wraiths chasing you away. Get out of here, you scamps. And there we go. Finally landing that third, but guess what? Third base on the way and almost done here for Velocity, too. Both players at about 47, 45 workers. Very, very close indeed overall in army supply, too. Upgrades are the 0. Oh, just kidding. Asin has +1 vehicle weapons. He's working on +2. Velocity doesn't believe in upgrades, apparently, as he doesn't have any upgrades whatsoever, and he's not working on it. He's getting on his own dropship, though, so that's nice. Oh, Velocity going for a 3 dropship drop up here. And by that I mean, there you go, deciding where to land. So going after the control tower first, I guess. Siege tanks. Ooh, friendly splash there, causing big time problems. The Wraiths are here, but there's 2 Goliaths with the group. So suddenly, this is turning into a very nice drop. Taking down buildings, taking down supply depots would be really nice too. Slowing down the macro capabilities of Asin. A nice thing to do here. He's going to drop right on top of that with his own siege tanks and try to make that work. And actually, not too bad. Wow. And then he gets his own tanks and distance, set those up in siege. Pretty decent little Goliath micro here, and bam, wipes it out. So really only lost, what, a supply depot, a control tower, a few SCVs. He's down to 37, though. Maybe it's worse than I thought. 37 to 60 workers now in favor of Velocity. Also, he's expanding down the right side during that attack. Nicely done. Charon boost on the way from Asin, recognizing, okay, there's going to be a race, there's going to be drops coming. Having Charon boost would be awesome. Don't see why not. And actually getting started from Velocity here, too, is said Charon boosts. So happy Saturday to y'all. Hope you're enjoying the cast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here 5 times a week with Brood War content, so like check it out. Additionally, if you want to support me directly, you can click the join button down below. Join the channel, support me economically that way, or patreon.com/Falcon Paladin, either way. Alright, man, tanks firing up, Goliaths firing up here too, but the upgrades, man, the +1 helps. Oh, never mind. Asin actually has +1. That must have come through, or Velocity does. Must have come through and I was right in the wrong place looking at it. Trying to unload. Here we go. Unloading on top of the siege tanks with Goliaths, but not sure whether they want to kill enemy dropships or wraiths or tanks or... Ow, ow, ow. And that poor guy is dead too, but a dropship goes down. All right, so both players taking a ton of hits. Third base very well established for Asin here. Velocity His 4th base is done. He's doing a bit of a Maynard transfer down to the 4th, too. I think that applies. Does get scanned by S.Asin, though. He knows that it's there, but he doesn't feel quite safe enough to move that direction. So this is where tank lines start to be a thing. Although we've killed so many tanks on both sides, I don't know we're going to see big tank lines for a while. Like, usually, I mean, at this point of the game, there will be a big number of tanks on both sides, but no, it's 4 for S.Asin and 6 for Velocity. It's not a big number either way. Which is awesome. This is kind of great, right? I'm going to say it's kind of great anyway. But love this 4th base. Again, got scouted, but he doesn't have the force to really move out across the map and take it down. Engineering bay coming in from S.Asin. It's 12 o'clock here from S.Asin. Oh, that's an engineering bay. Wow, I thought he was building a command center. No, he wasn't. He could afford to do so if he felt the need to, but he doesn't. So there we go. Now, having enough tanks to protect this bridge and protect this bridge and kind of protect this area too is very nice. Yeah, because S.Asin's coming down to take this out, but oh, getting tanks on this high spot are very nice too. But just setting up on this side of the bridge should be enough, honestly. Oh, S.Asin sieging up. Target firing your siege tanks properly is really important here too. Spider mines getting laid. Dropships, do they want to come in and save anybody? No. S.Asin is pushed back a little bit. We're trading tank shots, so we want to repair at this point, kind of. Okay, so nobody has any vision of the other side right now. That missile turret's providing additional vision, but not enough to actually get over and hit these guys. So there you go. He pokes up to where you can see it and then fires. And well, a scan allows for firing from S.Asin's side. You know the drill. It's basically a vision style game at this point in the game. SC, what the heck? Randomly wanders up here, builds a missile turret. Here inside S.Asin's 12 o'clock 4th base. Sure. I mean, he's gonna die. I don't know what the purpose of this attempt was. He finishes it. Okay. It's a cheeky little missile turret is what it is. And it's gonna blow up, but alright. That's fine. S.Asin's frontal position getting dropped on. I'm loving this drop style from both players. It's really, really nice. Sure, the drop ships are going to die and they're going to take hits and whatnot, but, you know, it lets your tanks move around faster. You can jump on top of enemies using them too. Sure, we're going to unload in here. And maybe set up on this high ground and try to wipe out this base. I like this quite a bit. This is a good move. There's only SCVs to fight here, and they're building missile turrets, but it is just way too late for that. Velocity's army is down here, like he expects there to be a base from S.Asin down this way too. There's not. So his army's out of position to handle this, but he does have a couple tanks on the low ground, which is awesome. Getting some vision on the high ground is really important, which I guess is what these are for, right? Get some vision on the high ground so that your tanks aren't firing blindly, but oh! Whoa! S.Asin's up suddenly crushing through here right now. Velocity's got a ton of stuff, but it's in the wrong place. A lot of StarCraft is about positioning, man. You can have an army twice as big as your enemies, but if it's off chasing its own tail somewhere else, you can definitely lose a game. Because your army's not in the right place, right? These guys just walked in the front door, sieged up on the high ground, completely denying this 4th base. And Velocity gets knocked down to 3 while S.Asin is happily on 4. So very nice back and forths coming in this game. Both players have been ahead. Both players have been behind. Is excellent. Is very good. I don't know what we're attacking here other than random stuff. Yeah, just getting some shots off on this engineering bay. Wandering into siege mode. With +2 attack, though, S.Asin only has +1. He's working on his +2, but, yeah, that was just a numbers game, is what that one was. And setting up now to try to get revenge and take down S.Asin's 4th base. If I cannot have a 4th base, then you cannot have a 4th base, is what he's saying. Ooh, he managed to get some tanks up here, too, and siege him up. That's beautiful. That's really, really good. So the refinery is dead, and the ComSat station is dead, and these guys can't do much about it. So that's great. I mean, he hasn't done anything to... Okay, he is actually expanding here and here. Okay, Velocity is going to deny this fourth base of Asin and double expand himself, which is great. But, oh, Asin has dropped over here at the third base of Velocity, is wiping that one out too. Okay, so suddenly... This is not looking good for either player. I mean, it is one base mining right now from Velocity. At least it's two for Asin. Look at him expanding again. Velocity's like, okay, I gotta expand a million times to make up for the fact that I'm on one base mining. Can he get away with it? Can he hold these bases? I don't rightly know. Yeah, this is tight, man. 130 to 113 supply. Asin has a bit of a lead. Tanks are at +2 for Asin, and the purple tanks are at +2. Nobody seems to be wanting to get their +3 here. I don't see any Wraith transitions in that production tab either. Velocity really wants this bottom right-hand corner, but I mean, defending this seems like the better play because Asin's coming down this way, man. SCV transfer. Oh, down here to the 6 o'clock. Cool. And we're just going to siege up on top of each other and try to blow each other's brains out. Excellent. Good job, guys. Keep it coming. Asin's got more units in those drop ships. By that, I mean he does not. That was for scouting purposes. For that vision we've talked about so much in the cast today. Ba-ba, tank down, tank down. 12 o'clock still not happening for Asin. 3 o'clock still not happening for Velocity. And Asin's expanding this bottom right-hand corner now as well as he can. He's a little bit far from home, but guess what? So's this stuff. How did this one die? Did he cancel that? He might have canceled that to make more emergency stuff, I suppose. Ooh, SCV transfer into the tank field. Not ideal, guys. Bad, actually. Oh, really bad, actually. So, wow. Now Velocity's at 49 workers and Asin's at 56. Yeah, Goliath's not bad versus tanks. Not bad at all. So this is definitely a weird game at this point, as Velocity's taken these two kind of bottom-middle bases, and then he's got a neighbor next door, Asin, who is very isolated from the rest of his bases as well. Really, really far away. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to retake the 12 o'clock. I'm really shocked that Velocity hasn't tried to retake his third either. And there's a lot of gas left in this, right? Yeah, 3,300 gas there at that 3 o'clock. I assume it's fairly similar up there, too. But Asin does a big old landing in the bottom left-hand corner, and now suddenly Velocity's bottom left-hand corner low ground natural expansion is in an immense amount of trouble. Nobody can see the other person, obviously. Oh, and the 6 o'clock for Velocity is getting straight up ganked as well. Hang on, hang on. There's units in defense. All right, cool. So they managed to make it happen. Woof. The defense worked. More units coming down to defend. Unnecessary. Ow. Moved up closer, using that high ground. Disappear. Okay, so Velocity gets knocked down to kind of one base. This is, if nothing else, scrap-tastic. I do like a good scrappy game. We don't see a ton of those. And they're fun when they show up. Wait, did I see Battlecruiser? I think I saw Battlecruiser in the production tab. Was that a lie? That might have been a lie. Does anyone have any money to make Battlecruisers? Not so much. Oh boy, Velocity's mined out is natural. That's not ideal. He's, okay, so he's got this mining base. Not good. Velocity really, really, really should not win this game. Asin is going to try to drop all over this thing and kill it and end it now. Or unload on the low ground and try to come up to the high ground manually. Which, hey, that seems to be working fairly well, too. SCV transfer into the death zone for Velocity, though. Oh, my gosh. His SCV count is knocked down to 38 all of a sudden. They're not sure what they're going to fight, I guess. Might as well use their little drilling claws, what God gave them. Or, you know, the Dominion, whoever. Whatever you're into. Goliath, he needs to get his kills, and he does. Excellent job. Asin pushing top right. Maybe trying to go after the production of a velocity up here. Yeah, most of his army is down to the south. And this is a concentrated push from Asin. He's up 146 to 85 supply. He just has so much stuff, but tanks in siege mode, as always, are the great equalizer, right? Right. Man, so tanks on the high ground getting some nice hits off. The tanks down here on the low ground, too, doing pretty well. Can Asin is going to try to take down this command center, and he can. That's actually fairly nice, I guess. There's 32 gas in that Vespene geyser. Hilarious. And then Velocity using some of his army to come down and wipe out this bottom right stuff that Asin is trying to do, basically expanding naked. His army is not here at all. This is going to be a huge kill. A huge blow to his economy, losing all these SCVs. Okay, so this is turning into a very low econ, very low base count TVT at 25 minutes. So far, definitely scrappy. And maybe getting to the point where it could be GOSU. We could be down to like a single tank versus a Goliath or something dumb like that. He lands his own command center in the same location. Holding this bottom right is nice. These tanks are kind of stuck. Like moving out or moving up is going to be hard for them. Asin is kind of stuck, a big part of his army, in a very not viable position here. Alright, so Asin holding on to this base, and this base, and this base, and he still has stuff at his natural that he's mining, which is crazy to me. Alright, trying to hold the ramp. Our Velocity siege tanks. Yeah, providing that vision are the dropships, but also a Goliath, trying to shove them away at the same time. Big SCV train from Asin coming down left, and he's actually... Yeah, man, 142 to 87 supply. This really should just be an Asin win. I'm looking at it. I am not seeing a path forward for Velocity here. It's nice he's got this army trapped, but at some point he's either got to kill it or move out and try to wipe out some bases of Asin, right? Oh, 2 tanks go down trying to engage into here. And that should be it. Oh, I guess another tank died. So 3 tanks to kill 2. Not great. Not a great trade there whatsoever. And yeah, ooh, oh, that was a covert. Was that a covert ops? Hold on. It is a covert ops. Oh, are we getting nukes in this game? We do not get enough games with nukes in Brood War or on my channel. If you want a list of games with nukes, leave me a comment. Let me know. I will give it to you. Because I do have a few games on the channel with nukes. Dude, these SCVs are trying to fight, but there's Goliaths here, so no. That's not going to happen. Velocity's at 32 SCVs. Ow. Did not... Nope. No shots off whatsoever. Bad news bears. Desperately mining from this bottom right base are these dudes. We need this money. We need it to live. And Asin casually murdering more siege tanks that are horribly outnumbered in the middle of the map. Yeah, look at this. This base is happening. This base is there's no way. There's just not a way that Velocity wins this game. He's getting squeezed very hard by some kind of boa constrictor named Asin right now. Or a python of some kind, right? They squeeze their prey and kill them. Ghosts and Cloak on the way, though. Hey, we might get some nukes in this game. I mean, it's not looking particularly great for Velocity, but man, a comeback win from him would be awesome. Be super, super killer impressive. Hang on, hang on. These drops, or are they just... Okay, yeah, there's units in them dropships. There's gold in them there hills. But also a push to the south. Only 1 siege tank is holding. Okay, 2, but now it's 1. This is bad. This is so utterly bad. Dude, Velocity. This base is incredibly important to his attempt to win this game. Okay, so he does take down... Alright, he gets it. He gets this base of Asin's, but it's only one of, like, 3 that are mining right now. Getting knocked down to 2 bases is bad. Asin could build a command center here. He's a lot of SCVs in the house anyway. So yeah, the 6 o'clock for Velocity is gone. He is kaput. An SCV transfer somehow through the war zone. Manages to get to the bottom right here for Velocity and start mining like crazy from this base, which is nice. Asin has 75 SCVs, but doesn't have the base count to really support that. He's got a ton of SCVs on this mineral patch, yep. He's got a ton of idle SCVs up here too. He's not expanding, though he kind of has the money to do it. Asin, oh, wandering into a bit of a trap here. Back out, Asin. And he does, but look at this. Another huge, it's 100 supply more for Asin right now. Also, he has, well, he's working on ghosts. He might already have ghosts. I don't know. Is he gonna make a nuke silo, though? That's kind of what everyone's waiting for, right? You can't get ghosts. There it is. Okay, he is making a nuke. That was in the production tab anyway. Oh, Vulture run by. Gets wiped out by the siege tanks. This guy ends up getting a couple kills. Not too bad, I suppose. And yeah, Velocity taking the bottom right. So Velocity's up to 2 bases. He's been down to 1 base. He's been around 2 to 1 base for the last 10 minutes, it feels like. It's not super ideal to be in this position. So Asin is so ahead, he's decided that nukes are going to be viable, which, you know what, man? You do you. I'm not going to tell you you can't. Right side base trying to happen. No, says Asin. I have more than 100 supply than you right now. It's not going to work out for you, bud. Sorry, little SCV. Your time is over. Ah, Asin has taken the 12 o'clock. Excellent. So if we take a big stock of the map here, this whole left side belongs to Asin. It's very good for him. He has a lot of income. He's doing... Velocity is doing a bit of a drop down this way. Decides to back the heck on out. Okay, we gotta find... He's got a nice contain set up here. He's got a nice contain here. He's got a nice defense there. Where are his ghosts? Ah, here they are. So, cloaky ghosts. Oh, crap. Where is it? This is it. This gotta be it. So this... Oh, scanned and murdered. Great scan. Nicely done. So, not interested, unfortunately. Another nuke silo is on the way, though. He's gonna try to do more nukes. So I'm assuming this game gets the GOSU because we get a nuke at some point. Like, attempting a nuke launch that fails immediately doesn't quite earn it the GOSU tag. I'm gonna say it's... Dude, it's 193 supply for Asin right now. I mean, he's spending his money. He's not even sitting on a huge bank. He's doing that exceptionally well. And Velocity, poor Velocity's been knocked down in this back corner. His production's in the top right. All of his money income is in the bottom right. And then Asin has everything else known to man. I guess this 3 o'clock base has not been taken by anybody, but Asin technically controls it and can take it if he wants to. Yeah, that sounds nice. Where's the... Oh, that's the second nuke silo. He's not making more nukes, though. And there it is. The confidence of taking the center base at 34 minutes when you have a maxed out supply and your enemy is not even at 100 supply right now. So there's nothing Velocity can do to win this game. If Velocity was getting the nukes, I'd be like, alright, maybe through the power of some really nice nukes he can win this game. But without that, I just don't know. I mean, is he secretly building race that aren't showing up on the production tab? No. No, he's not doing that. Yeah, I mean, just a glance at the minimap tells you everything you need to know about this game, and that is that StarCraft is winning it handily. Did you ever get that +3? Nah, +2 is good enough for everybody in this game. Whew, we do get a nuke, though. A nuke is on the way. Is it necessary to win this game for StarCraft? No, absolutely not. Will it make it a little more interesting? Yeah, I'd say adding a nuke to any game makes it a little bit more interesting, sure. These poor... I just want to throw spider mines down. Don't mind us, please. We're just here to make your life harder. Okay, why are you shooting me in the face? Come on. And lockdown. Hey, we don't get a lot of lockdown in StarCraft either. Beautiful. Beautimus. He's got a nuke there. He's not building a nuke with a second nuke silo, nor does he have one there. So it's one nuke and none here. Poor Velocity. Ugh, down to 79 supply again. He's building Goliaths. Here it is.
Nuclear launch detected.
Well, he scans, but he can't actually hit the ghost from here. Unsiege, pick up. Flee, because here it comes. Alright, that was fine. It was fine. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen. He's going to try to move up and lock down these tanks and then murderize them, isn't he? That's actually pretty fantastic if he's going to do that. That might be enough for the GOSU tag. Look at this. Look how many ghosts he has. Because he can. Because he's so ahead right now. Dude, Velocity might actually get over 100 supply. Here it is. Here's the play. Here's what makes this whole thing GOSU. Is the lockdown onto siege tanks. And then all the tanks going down and the SCVs dying to the ghosts too. They don't have any upgrades. It doesn't matter. Nicely done. Beautifully executed. And that's it, man. This game is kaputski. More lockdown getting tossed down. No, lock down the Goliaths too, though. Your ghosts are all dying to Goliaths. Oh, no. It's a little bit sloppy. You can classify that as a bit of a sloppy play to lose all of your ghosts that way. I guess we still have one. That's nice. Die, drop ship, die. And all the income for StarCraft is dead. He has 89 minerals and 700 gas, and his SCV count is down to 11. He made another one, though. Locks everything down. I do love that the ghosts are hip firing for some reason. Like, they're long-range snipers. You'd think that thing would be up on their shoulder, but nope. Not how the game was designed. Everybody hip fires. I guess it's just Marines and Ghosts that have that kind of weapon anyway. More nukes on the way. Velocity is wandering in. This is going to be a big ol' nuke. Good evacuation. Velocity, this is his income, and he has to leave it for now. And Velocity has left the game. Yep, that was it. GG. Velocity taps out, and StarCraft is your winner in 38 minutes. So nice lockdown. I'm not going to complain about seeing lockdown. The nukes were okay. Right? The nukes were okay. I mean, Velocity saw every single one of them. He never took a big hit, right? A big nuke hit. So that's good. But, you know, some fun nukes anyway did kill some stuff. And the lockdown combined into the tank line was just, It was just beautiful. It was very, very well done. So, GG. GG here to StarCraft. It just kind of... It was really scraptastic for a while, but then just too many bases of Velocities died. He didn't replace them well enough. And then suddenly just StarCraft over the course of about 10 or 15 minutes had the entire left-hand side of the map, the 6 o'clock and the 12 o'clock, And Velocity was in this corner and having a bad time. I think losing this one and never getting it back was a huge problem for him. That 3 o'clock is his. And sure, C.Asin lost this, got it back. Lost this once, got it back. It's important to get it back. Having this income is extremely important. And then, yeah, C.Asin having the center allows you to fund a lot of Ghost and Nuke style play. So no battle cruisers today, but definitely some nukes and a bunch of good lockdown. 276,000 points for C.Asin, 226 for Velocity. APM for these players, well over 250. Well, I guess, okay, about 250 each. Produced similar numbers of units. Velocity actually making more than C.Asin did. But this kill ratio is 2-to-1, which in a mirror matchup, ow! That hurts a lot. That really hurts a lot. And then resources, yeah, this makes sense at the end of the day, that C.Asin's going to have this kind of discrepancy up there. So well done. Well done indeed. And that is going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a GOSU replay with some of that lockdown and nukes. To that end, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.